New game. Yes. I was trying to make like a joke or something, but then no. My head starts spinning as I stare at this scratch pad covered in notes from class. The world around me seems to grow dim as my vision narrows on the scroll. Hey, the voice reaches me faintly through the depths of my reverie, I guess. Hey, Legacy. Legacy, snap out of it. Something nudges my shoulder and I find myself blinking at more. She's only my senior by 1 year, but it may as well be 10. Thought I lost you for a moment, babe. I feel my rush. Yeah, I feel my rush of anxiety easing as she flashes a smile. Honestly, I don't know if I'd have gotten this far without her. Oh, guess I was just too absurd. You worry me sometimes, you know. Well, maybe I could use a little break. How many times have we sat together like we're studying? My parents, she's practically a foster child now. As for me, well, it's hard to say sometimes. A musical chime suddenly draws her attention to a figure standing in the doorway. He makes his way over her robotic movements to offer us a plate of fresh onigiri. Hello, I have prepared onigiri for your consumption. The voice has a low, slightly upbeat quality. That's hardly surprising though. MT does a great job cooking and cleaning, but she's hardly top of the line. Besides, even the most advanced Android wouldn't fool anyone. Mariah spins in her chair and smirks as she's facing whatever. I'll just breathe. Mariah spins in her chair and smirks at me as she takes an onigiri in hand. Thanks, Auntie. I was just saying we were overdue for a break. If I didn't know better, I'd say she was colluding. She always shows up when we lose focus. I take one of the rice balls and bite into it hungrily. They won't win any awards, but at least MT is consistent. Of course, I am always glad to be of assistance. Mariah stares at the android for a moment as she lunges away. Oh, that reminds me. She leans forward and turns toward me with a twinkle in her eye. Uh-oh, I know that look. She's up to something. I have been meaning to tell you. Two of my cousins are transferring to our school tomorrow. Tomorrow? That's a pretty big thing to simply forget. She shrugs, still chewing her onigiri. After a while, you forget who you have told and who you haven't, you know? I guess, but still, it's unlikely to overlook something like that. Besides, I'm always the first person she comes to with news. Anyway, I'd like you to help make them feel welcome. They're a little nervous about fitting in, you see? So I was hoping you'd treat them as friends. Are they the robot girls? The like chill one and the blues one? As she waits earnestly for my response, I keep wondering. Ryan and I have been close friends since elementary school, but I don't remember her ever mentioning cousins. So, don't sweat it. I'm trusting. Even though it's probably not true. Then again, I'm probably overthinking this. Besides, it means spending more time together. I respond to her plaintive, I think. Whatever. Look with a firm nod, mustering a warm smile. Hey, my family practically considers you one of our own. So I guess that almost makes them my cousins as well, huh? She loops her arms around mine, giving it a squeeze. You're a real sweet sometimes, Shiori and Riho, and they're both a little different. Still, I'm hoping we'll all slip into feeling like old friends in no time. Don't worry, I'm sure the four of us will get along just fine. I mean, I've put up with you all these years, haven't I? She swats my shoulder before glancing at her watch and getting to her feet in a panic. Oh, is that the time? I'm actually supposed to go greet them right now. What? At this hour? Yeah, sorry. She scrambles to clear her things off the desk. See you at school tomorrow. Hoisting her backpack over her shoulder, she hurries toward the door. I don't think I have ever seen her in such a rush before. She's usually the one who's calm and collected. I can't help but feel like something is amiss. Don't rush out or you might hurt yourself. Alright, Dad. I'll be careful. She looks back from the doorway before galloping downstairs, ignoring my advice. Glancing over at MT as she stands there eerily still, I let out a weary sigh. Sometimes I wonder if MT is really short for empty head. You can go back downstairs now. Of course, I'm always glad to be of assistance. When I turn back to my notes, my head hurts. I guess that's enough study for today. After a few hours since gaming, dang, it's better after a few hours of gaming, I climb into bed. So Shiori and Riho tomorrow, huh? I wonder what they'll be like. After some futile attempts at imagining, I turn off the lamp and roll over to sleep. After my morning shower, I sit down as Mom lays a plate of toast in front of me. Listen, before you head off to school, nothing good ever starts with those words. A quick reminder that your mom and I are going to be out of town for the next week. Already? Seems like just yesterday you were still unsure about taking this trip. He gives me a wary look as I start devouring my breakfast. Just stay out of trouble while we're gone, okay? When I've ever gone looking for trouble, Mom drives up behind him, arms crossed. That means no girls in the house. Except Mirai, of course. It's always welcome. Yeah, I know the drill. I snatch up the last triangle of toast as I head for the door. As I'm taking some things from my locker, I overhear some students gossiping nearby. Did you get a load of the new transfer students? You mean those two hotties? You can bet it's only a matter of time before Tashi makes a move on them. They've gotta be talking about Mirai's cousins, right? The thought of that sleaze bag, Tashi, approaching them makes my stomach turn. I slam the locker shut, cutting their speculation short, and make a beeline for home. The clamor is almost deafening as I open the door on the usual groups laughing and fooling around. In the center of the maelstrom, I suddenly spot two girls that I don't recognize sitting perfectly still. I've gotta admit, those two in the hall weren't wrong when they said legacy. I give a start as the familiar voice of Mr. Kigami booms from the doorway behind me. I suggest you go ahead and take your seat. I nod demurely, glancing at the two girls on the way to my desk. That's odd, there's no sign of caution. As I'm sure you have all noticed, maybe that's for the best. We have two new students who will be joining us for the rest of the year. What want you to go ahead and introduce yourselves. Hi everyone, I'm Riho. The taller of the two springs to her feet with a bow, then beams and she waves energetically. When the other one remains with her eyes downcast, Riho leans over to give her a nudge. My name is Shiori. She raises one hand tentatively, avoiding all the eyes fixed on her. Look at them eyes, they're beautiful. A tint of pink and what was the name? Of like purple and blue. Mixed together. I'll try to remember. I hope I do. The other one's eyes are like fire. Pretty eyes. My pretty eyes. It's hard to imagine them being more different from each other. Welcome to both of you. Now take your seats and we'll begin. I managed to tear my eyes away from them and do my best to focus on the lesson. It soon grows boring though, mainly being a retread on the things we have already covered. Honestly, I probably learned more from Mirai during our study sections than in my actual class. As my thoughts began to wander, it isn't long before lightning, purple eyes. She slouched in her chair slightly, focusing on the teacher but occasionally lowering her head. I can't tell whether she's actually paying attention or just trying to avoid wayward stares. I notice she fidgets whenever Mr. Kigami happens to look away. That's kind of cute. Just then, someone clears their throat. At least pretend to pay attention, Legacy. When Shiori looks over her shoulder toward me, my heart lurches. Sorry. There are jiggles from the back of the class as Shiori continues staring at me before turning back. After what feels like an eternity, the school bell finally brings things to an end. As the class starts filing out, I make my way over the As the class starts filing out, I make my way over to the closer of the two girls. The closer? Shiori, isn't it? She turns, clutching her textbook to her chest as she nods with a faltering smile. Hi, I'm Legacy. Mariah told me you guys were coming. Pleased to meet you. She looks so uncomfortable. I should go to my next class. With that, she rushes out the door before I can say anything. I'm just about to follow when a hand closes gently on my arm. Did you say Legacy? Mariah told me all about you. I'm her cousin, Riho. That was a strange pause. Yeah, it's nice to meet you. She glances toward the door with an apologetic smile. Sorry about Shiori. She finds it harder than most meeting new people. But I'm sure she'll warm up to you in time. You'll see. I was starting to worry I came on a little strong. Riho shakes her head fervently. She's probably just having one of her dizzy spells and went off to see the nurse. That's no reason to be concerned. Something about this feels off. Shiori has a rare condition that sometimes leaves her feeling woozy. When you say woozy, hey, you wanna walk me to my next class? I'll probably end up getting lost otherwise. She's so cheerful, it's hard to resist. Besides, I'm probably just paranoid. Alright, yeah, let's go. So, what kind of things are you into, Legacy? Indoor pastimes, movies, games, and anime mostly. Well, I wouldn't say anime, it's more like reading. Oh, you have a lot to talk about with Shori then. One of my people. Once you manage to break the ice, that is. She's into that kind of thing too? Big time. I don't think you should ever go outside if it weren't for school. You shouldn't have said that. Maybe you shouldn't have said that. How about you, Riho? I'm the total opposite. Always outdoors. And I'm super into sports. Well, mostly baseball. Think you'll try out for the school team then? She shakes her head, frowning for the first time. I'd really like to, but her voice grows somber as she looks away. I have an injury that means I can't play anymore. Gee, I'm sorry too. Oh, we're here already. She stops in front of a classroom with a short bow. Thanks for walking me. We should talk more soon. Before I can respond, she spins on her heel and goes inside. Why do I get the sense she was deflecting me just now? Who's that you were talking to? Recognizing the voice, I roll my eyes before turning. I was hoping he'd decide to skip out. Well, he's handsome. I'll give him that. Hello? I asked you a question, Legacy. Jeez, you almost as slow as those things they have got at the mall. Give me a break, Tashi. It was just one of the new transfer students. Oh yeah? What else can you tell me? If you'd show up for homeroom, you wouldn't have to ask. Think very carefully before you mouth off like that, Legacy. But you're right. I don't even know why I'm bothering. 5 minutes alone with her, and I'll know more than you could learn in a year. And once she's with me, she'll never want to speak to a loser like you again. He's been giving me nothing but grief ever since Mirai turned him down. Probably didn't help when she said I was twice the man he'd ever be. Yikes. I guess the only thing he has going for him is his good looks. Do you ever worry about tripping over that inflated ego of yours? With that, I storm off to my next class, leaving him to fume. Yeah, you'd better run. Later that afternoon, I make my way to the change rooms to prepare for gym class. By the time I emerge, some of the others are already busy warming up. To my surprise, I spot Shiori and Riho among those running laps. I guess the conditions must be pretty specific if they can still do that. After stretching my legs, I fall in behind them and start rapidly gaining on Shiori. Just as I'm drawing up beside her. No, just as I'm drawing up beside her, a sweaty Riho appears out of nowhere. Legacy, good to see you. I swallow hard, desperate to keep my eyes from watering. She mentioned being outdoorsy, and she sure has the physique to match. Up for a short race? What now? I mean, aren't you worried about your injury? Nah, it'll be fine. So, challenge accepted? I consider for a moment, then shrug. Alright, you're on. Let's see what you got then. As she races off ahead, it's hard to keep up. Those legs aren't just easy on the eye. I glance back to find Shiori looking pale. Is she having another dizzy spell? Come on, slowpoke. Bristling as the tongue. No, bristling at the tongue. I look ahead. I'm sure she'll be fine. Before long, Riho and I are almost lapping the rest of the pack. Just as we're about to pass, Shiori suddenly collapses in front of me. Wait, just as we're about to pass, Shiori suddenly collapses in front of me. I barely managed to skid to stop when our PE teacher blows on her whistle. What's going on over there? As her classmates gather around, Mr. Sekino motions them back. I don't know what happened. She just keeled over all of a sudden. I look up to see Riho staring back in concern. She has a rare condition. I should have mentioned it earlier. Some of us just weren't built for exercise. Legacy, could you carry her to the nurse station? You got it. Kneeling beside her, I hook my arm under her torso and legs. I really hope she doesn't wake up while I'm carrying her. She seems to find it hard enough to just talking to people. When I go to hoist her up, I almost punch my back. What the heck? She can't possibly be this heavy. Get a load of this weed. There are twitters of laughter among our classmates. Of course he'd be here to rub it in. Do you need help, Legacy? As the heat rises in my cheeks, I try to harness the rush of adrenaline. With a mighty heave, I finally manage to lift the unconscious Shiori. Then I stagger over the door as quickly as my legs will move. All good to teach. Nothing to it. That metal must be heaven. As I make my way down the hall, my legs start turning to jelly. How can she be so soft and so heavy at the same time? I can't really be that badly out of shape, could I? I hazard a glance down at the cute girl in my arms. Honestly, she feels like a washing machine. But that's not possible. Coughing under the strain, I managed to push the door open with my hand. With a final gasp, I heave Shiori onto the mattress. Onto the mattress and fall to my knees. My chest heaves as I go down air. Black spots out of my vision. Any more of that, and we both need medical assistance. Hello? I look around for any sign of the nurse, but the station is empty. It doesn't seem right to leave her here unattended. And maybe I should check her pulse or something. Getting to my feet, I reach out to gently shake her shoulder. Hey Shiori, can you hear me? It's me, Legacy. I'm friends with your cousin Mirai, remember? I lean forward, speaking closer to her ear. I'm just gonna check your pulse, right? Alright? A moment passes, but there's no response. I guess that makes this even more necessary. Now that I know what to do if things really are serious. Okay, I'm checking it now. With a trembling hand, I slowly reach out and I'm not the kind of person that I have tried to put my pulse on my wrist, but I never do. On my neck, after gently brushing her hair aside, part of me is upset. Those locks of her are so soft, almost like silk. As the second ticks by, that wonder rapidly fades through. She's warm, but I don't feel anything like a pulse. Leaning in closer, I study her lips for any sign of breath. Only then does it finally hit me, crashing over me with a wave of panic. She's dead. No, this isn't happening. How will I explain this to Mirai? She ain't dead. She's a robot. You're about to need a very time. So I'll do only one more chapter because the storage. And I don't know. not uploaded because they put a twist option on it and I was oh well, I guess after Guilty has been the one I was going for since the beginning. My dumb self, I swear to God that I forgot the music was so loud. I'm stupid sometimes. My brain is somewhere else. It's on a whole nother universe. On a whole nother level. I'm thinking of so many video games at the same time. It's wow. Just a whole nother level. I shake my head now, wanting to accept what all the signs are pointing to. I must be doing something wrong. The diet? What the hell? Listen for a heartbeat. Come on, Legacy, think fast. How else can I check for vital signs? Eyes running the length of her body, I swallow nervously as they settle on her chest. Well, I guess you can't be going to the source, right? I hold my breath as I turn my head to the side, leaning in. You're hovering just above her sternum. I'm not close enough to hear anything, though. This is no time to be bashful. As I lay my cheek flush against her supple body, I feel my cheeks burning. Closing my eyes, I try to banish any thoughts and listen carefully. Well, I hear something. Not a heartbeat, though. More like a computer. Just then, I hear the door suddenly burst open behind me. Oh crap, this won't look good. Springing back from the cot, I do my best to look casual. When I finally turn, Mirai and Riho are eyeing me warily. Why did it have to be them? Riho approaches the cot with a frown before fixing on me again. It's not what it looks like, I swear. I'm sorry, Legacy, but I think it's best if you leave. No, I was just trying to find a pulse, but it's alright, Riho. I was planning on telling him soon anyway. Telling me what? You can't be serious. We haven't even been here a day and already you want to reveal our truth. She eyes me skeptically as she cuts off. Just what is going on here? Mirai placed a hand on Riho's shoulder. Trust me, it's okay. Mirai takes a deep breath as she turns to face me. The truth is, Shiroi and Riho aren't really my cousins. They're advanced prototype androids from Ninja Inc. I can only stand there blinking as my fear turns to disbelief. No way, these two are androids? I study the two of them closely. They seem perfectly human. They're undergoing testing to determine whether they can successfully integrate into everyday life. My official designation is R150, but I'd rather you continued calling me Riho. Oh, of course. Ninja Inc., huh? My mother works in their R&D department, which is why I was brought on to supervise them. I could really use your help though, Legacy, since they ended up sharing most of your classes. It's vital that no one else should learn our true nature, or the test will be deemed a failure. And my mother's position in the company will be put on the line. What should I do? Pledge my support. That's actually really cool. If you need my help, you've got it. Thanks, Legacy. I need you to understand. Riho frowns, looking down at Shiori once more. She still has misgivings, huh? Riho. She glances up at me with a wary look. I promise I'll do my best to look out for you, okay? After a slight pause, she dips her head with a smile. I'm grateful, Legacy. When Shori suddenly lurches up with a groan, Mariah and I both jump. Ugh, where am I? The last thing I remember is she turns to stare at me with a frown. You in the gymnasium. Are you feeling okay? She glances down at herself. It's a rare condition that she means a flaw in her power supply. Riho, relax, Shiori. Our cover was blown the moment you short-circuited in front of him. That's a little harsh. Stand up for her. Cut her some slack, will you? We all have design flaws of some kind or another. No, you don't understand what's at stake here. You're human. You don't have to worry about what will happen if this test fails. Mariah placed a reassuring hand on their shoulders. Don't worry, if it won't fail. Legacy and I will see that. We'll see to that. No, Legacy and I will see to that. I nod, mustering a smile. This feels like electronic emotions or electronic feelings. It's a game with guys with the robots, you see. I played it like years ago, man. Like 2 or 3 years ago. And well, yeah. Spoiler alert, I guess. It was about like us being in this company and our boss giving us like to live with these three handsome robots and like see their development, how they do with their emotions and stuff. He treated them like robots, the boss, but at the end they ended up with emotions, you see. And he finally had to see when, well, even the robots were fighting against it. Yeah, it's complicated. It really is. Because there was this device, I think, that he could use to control the robots and stuff. I don't remember if they broke out with their own will or not, but yeah, we do end up marrying one of them, okay? Whatever. The one you choose. I nod, mustering a smile. So it feels kinda the same thing, maybe. And there was this one with the robot girls, other one, where we did spoilers. We did a good deed, and then we receive a package in our door with this like two robot girls, and we got to take care of them and stuff. Yeah. Basically. Anyways. Oh, hold on. They do help us like go out on dates so we can date our crush. Because their mission was like to help us find love. I did one for the crush though. She was pretty. Anyways, there we go. I'm off topic. I'm not mustering a smile. What will happen if they're discovered though? Now come on. Let's boot up the maintenance droid and see what we can do about your power supply. When she punches a code into a large locker nearby, a robotic nurse emerges. This one certainly isn't going to pass for a human. I find myself eyeing Shiori and Riho once again. Can they really be androids? You need to roll over, Shiori. Shiori nods furtively, turning until her back is facing us. Alright, but will it hurt? They even feel pain? It'll only take a second, so you shouldn't feel a thing. My eyes go wide as she starts loosening the buttons on Shiori's blouse. Elaine's away. As Mirai opens the collar wide and starts pulling it down, my heart races. Swallowing hard, I tear my eyes away to stare at the wall. Feeling a delicate grip on my arm, I turn to find Riho smiling up at me. We should give them a little privacy, don't you think? It's alright, I wasn't. There are some things not for your eyes, Legacy. Like all the painted components were made of. Okay. When I nod compliantly, she gently leads me out. As we step into the hallway, several students give us pointed looks and whisper among themselves. What's that all about? Realizing how we must look, I pull free of Riho's grasp, just as she crosses her arms. With her back turned to me, we maintain an awkward silence until she finally speaks. Say, Legacy, would you mind walking me to the park? Right now, what about class? She turns with a plaintive look. I'm not sure I can face more gossip and snickering right now. Won't it look more suspicious if we don't go back though? Maybe, but at least we'll have time to prepare ourselves. Besides, you must have a lot of questions right now. Maybe I can help shed some light on things for you. Beautiful eyes. This is kinda hard because both beautiful eyes. One is just like me, but then the other one is the total opposite. And I like, the opposites attract kind of thing, you see. So, if anyone has reached this far, and want me to choose one of them, you are free to say it. You might just give me the push that I need. I'll even count the third one, because I really don't know. All three of them seem fine. Like, fine choices. I really can't go wrong on this one. As she breaks into a winning smile, I can't help returning it. I walk in the park with Riho. That does sound kinda nice. So what do you say, Premature Idiot? I'ma turn you down since it's only 22 diamonds. Then again, what happens if we're found out? Sorry, Riho. I really think we should get back to class. Well, if that's what you'd rather do. She seems crestfallen, lowering her gaze. It's nothing against you. I just have enough to process right now without detention as well, I see. You're probably right. Still, I'd rather hang back for a while than draw more attention by returning together. Alright, well, see you around, I guess. With that, we go our separate ways. After grabbing dinner on the way home, it's already dark by the time I arrive. As I make my way inside, I can hear a faint sound coming from the living room. Are mom and dad always telling me not to leave the TV on when I'm out? Oh, there you are, Legacy. Mirai? Hey, Legacy. What? Riho too? Hey, all three of them? Sorry for the short notice, but it's possible to reach But it is possible to reach you since you're. You mean, but it isn't. What? But it is impossible. I'm stupid. Sorry for the short notice, but it is impossible to reach you since your phone got broken. Yeah, I really ought to get that replaced once I have told my parents. Anyway, I figured you might put us up while your folks are out of town. You mean stay here? Mariah's one thing, but Shiori and Riho. I glanced nervously back and forth between the trio. Two android girls living here under my roof? Hello, Earth 2 Legacy. Uh-huh. We'll be in the clear if we only stay a week, right? You've got more than enough room after all. Are the two of you. And the two of you? You're fine with this? Shori keeps her head bowed as Riho shrugs. We have to trust Mirai. No, we have to trust Mirai knows what's best for us. Well, I mean, as long as my parents don't find out. If they knew I had three girls crashing here, I'd be. You worry too much, Legacy. We're already keeping a much bigger secret, aren't we? What about after my parents get back, though? From what you said, these two are going to be around for a while. I'm hoping Ingen can figure out a long-term arrangement by the end of the week. Well, in that case, good, it's settled then. It'll be just like one long sleepover. Yay. Great as that sounds, it's been a long day and we have all got school tomorrow. You guys knock yourselves out, but I'm off too. Actually, Legacy, I was hoping we might talk. She leans in closer, voice dropping to a murmur. You know, alone. Sounds important. Before I have a chance to respond, she reaches for my hand. It can wait. It can wait. Raising my palms outward, I shake my head and step away. Whatever it is can wait until the morning, Mirai. But we're supposed to be setting a good example for these two, aren't we? Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe that was a little harsh, but I really am exhausted. Good night, Legacy. Sweet dreams. You too? When I wake the next morning, I stare at the ceiling for a while. All that stuff about Shiori and Riho really happened, right? Shiori? Where did I hear that? Shiori. Feels familiar. I swear if it's because it's similar to Shiroko. I am gonna smack myself for being such a simp. All that stuff about Shiori and Riho really happened, right? Androids perfectly replicating human form and feelings. Rolling out of bed, I stagger off down the hallway. I step into the bathroom in the middle of yawn before the sound of running water finally registers. Blinking in confusion, I glance around until my eyes land on something on the floor. Wait, are those... No, again? Panties. As the shower door swings open, my heart lurches. Oh no, I forgot. These people here in the room as well. Nice! I'm leaving it off with a cliffhanger. Tomorrow, there will be more. It's a daily thing, okay? Till we meet again. Until my brain, it's in better shape than what's going on.